It's 1960s Northern England. Scientists do science things and make a big boom that many people generally consider to be bad. Weird stuff starts happening and some army people come in and start putting up fences and shouting at people. Ooh, look, it's Atomfall. I get woken up by a tangerine with a window and red on it. He tells me to find the interchange and says he has a key card that can get me out if I help his leaking stop. I say I'll help and try to apply pressure to the wound, but do too much pressure and now he resists being alive. I took the key card and some whiskey, a cloth and a towel and made a bandage. I bet that could have really helped him. I used the key card to escape and burn my eyes out from all the pretty. A red box with a telephone in it does a ring and I bump my head on the roof because how do legs work, are they new? I answer the ring and Satan tells me, so I say what, and he says it again and rudely hangs up. This knocked my uh-oh bell. Almost as much as the telephone box, suspiciously not smelling enough like wee-wee and dropped chips. I head towards the weird purple tornado and crawl into a hobble on the way. I find supplies and punch some man to wake him up, but I wake up evil instead. Evil gave me a shotgun with rust on it, so that made me happy. I spot a group of bad people. I did the unthinkable and ran to avoid them as I felt all squishy and vulnerable. I looted a corpse for a rusty rifle. It was like that Christmas when I was 7 and I looted a corpse for a rusty rifle. I hear an outlaw whistling nearby. I spotted them but almost blew my face off. They were bloody everywhere. Like rats in the essence of ouch. I shot one in the face because I couldn't resist, and then I had to shoot more in the face, but there were too many and they made me go to sleep. Or did I wake up and imagine that because that flows better narratively? Yes, that's what happened. I come across a big door with flags on it. A voice tells me to behave.
In the name of Queen and country, follow protocol or face the consequences.
I probably will. I go inside and get spoken up by an army man who also tells me to behave. I probably will. He says his captain wants to see strange new people. Am I strange?
Should I shoot him, Sarge?
You should not. Do they look like an outlaw to you?
No, Sarge.
There we go then.
I take a walk down the lovely village of Wyndham. Like most villages in the 1960s, it had giant robots and a bakery. I stroll into the bakery and looked at their delicious cakes.
What? Hey now, no need for violence.
The woman didn't like the soldiers and said they were always poking around.
But I've got nothing to hide, nothing at all. I haven't.
I threatened to call the soldiers if she didn't tell me her secrets.
No, please don't do that.
She said her husband went exploring with friends and got cuddles from weird spores and heard voices that he shouldn't have been hearing, and he's not getting better. She asked me to get some tonic that tells the voices to chill the heckers up from some weird woman in the woods. And I thought, yeah, maybe, whatever, we'll see, sure, give me some f***ing Victoria sponge. The barter system is interesting in this game. There's no shiny coin and instead every item has value. So I gave her 1 can of mystery meat I found in a hole, for 2 slices of cake, 2 Cornish pasties and a loaf of bread.
That's all good.
Seemed fair and might not have worms. I tried to access the Battenberg, but my shoes were denied by the glass. I went outside and sat on a bench and ate my cake. What a lovely day. I took a walk around the village and was attacked by a swarm of angry leeches on tiny little speedboats. Then I followed a shifty man into a bit with no eyes and made his neck do that snap sound. He had nothing of value, but nobody saw it, so it was fine.
You are leaving Wyndham, and the quarantine protocol is no longer responsible for your safety.
I ran into a tunnel and a purple spore cushion burst open and absolutely did not give me a fright. Some purple man in underwear spat at me and infected me, and then the spit spoke to me in my brain. He was also polite enough to give me a letter to tell me I was hearing voices and said things like join us and subscribe to the Moon Wizard or be cursed. Damn, now I really did need to find that weirdo in the woods. I found paper stapled to a tree with directions to her. Lovely and convenient. Unfortunately, I had to travel through the tunnel with the purple spit people in it. I used up all my rifle ammo, but I don't think they like sunlight very much. Learning is important. I visited a garden center and did what everybody does when they visit a garden center. I ate their tomatoes and took their poison, and their Molotov cocktails and a rifle bullet. I now had 1 rifle bullet. I clambered into a dilapidated house for treasure, but some rats chased me and I got scared and climbed out again. This world was tough. Thankfully, I also found a knife in some hay, so when I inevitably ran out of shoots, I could stab, and the horses would be very grateful. I ran around a corner and triggered a boom and got shouted at by a scarecrow.
We don't know what you intend.
I healed myself with a bandage. Then I ran around the other side of the house and triggered another boom. I saw a corpse and wanted to touch the corpse, but got attacked by bees and it didn't feel nice, so I calmly retreated from the corpse. It belonged to the bees now. It wasn't long before I ran into Mother Jago, who was that weird woods woman I needed to find.
Well, hello! A new face!
She had a hat and I really wanted to blow her up, but I didn't. I told her about the baker's husband and she said the druid people stole her tonic recipe and kept it in their castle like that giant turtle dragon pervert who keeps kidnapping the plumber's girlfriend.
And if you're heading that way, the druids have something of mine, my herbalism book.
Bloody hell, everybody wants something. But I needed that recipe too, because I kept hearing voices in my head, which isn't much change than normal, but these ones were very mean. Also, yes, I did try to blow her up with fire. She was strong, but not strong enough. Her demise gifted me a sickle and a letter from some Harriet girl, who thanked her for helping her hear the voices in the dirt clearer. Why would Mother Jago do this? I was a hero. I marched onwards towards the apparent location of this castle. I came across a clearing with an air freshener that probably smelled worse than strawberries do. I tried to be sneaky in the long grass, but was found and had to defend myself. There were a trio of druid people who really wanted to unalive me, but in the end, I was better. I entered into one of their stone circles and found out how much they really liked blue. Further on, I was spotted by some more of them.
Let's have no trouble, oh, you little...
I burned their skin to a satisfying crisp. Satan is so helpful. I don't know why they get such a bad reputation. He rings me more than my own son does. Probably because I don't have a son. I shoot druids now. Take bow and pointy sticks. Use bow to do many kill. Found castle. Sneaky kill. Dada, oh no kill. Many arrows everywhere. Me like. Find education and mastery of the bow. Me like more and love the shush. I can now hold bow forever because heart rate don't dance. Would I be dumb enough to enter front door? Yes! Inside I sneak kill more. Bow very good, me like bow. I find table on key and eat potatoes and their bread. Bread good. Potatoes good. Find letter saying Mother Jago is almost one of them, so I was right to steal her breathing. I come across a room with a big chair and a man who doesn't know how to use chair. Kill druid. Behind chair, I put key in hole and wall goes. I shoot druid from big distance. Ancestors very proud. Did many sneaky kills. Attacked by bats. Found glow blue glow. Shot and did a murder all over High Priestess with the glow. Found rifle that was not rusted, so much better. Found atomic battery which looked important, so I grabbed it. Found recipe for magic drink and yay. These were my short notes and I didn't want to expand further. Why should I? You can probably understand what I was saying. I did not, however, find any herbs or chemicals to complete the recipe. I suppose my affliction wasn't that bad and I cared not for the ouchie of the baker's husband, so I went with the idea that I would just discover these items eventually on my journey to find the interchange. I got attacked by bees because I attacked them and it hurt a lot, but I killed their home and then they just sort of gave up and off. Next, I splodged my way onto the joyful grounds of a playground and went round and round and then realized how lonely I was. So, lonely. But it was okay, because for the first time I can ever remember, the slide worked. The slide worked. I always try the slides in games and they never work, but the slide worked. Fucking hell, this game was a treasure. I finally found the exchange and some herbs outside. It was guarded by outlaws, but they were no problem. I'm so deadly, it's sexy deadly. I slowly open the door and talk slowly as I slowly walk around inside, because slower is more dramatic. I get attacked by rats, but no fear on me this time. These rats would never run a restaurant. I open another door to a big round room and the phone goes ring ring. It's Satan again. He says Oberon must die and the interchange must live again. What a curious little devil. I pick up a nearby atomic battery and push it into the hole and stuff gets all blinky. The place needs more power to get further, which I didn't think I could do quite yet, so I tried to leave, but some outlaws follow closely behind me. They're dead now. Satan said he was proud of me.
You have done well.
This is all I have ever wanted. I snapped a man's neck and his brain fell off the world. I wasn't planning on it, but I saw nobody was watching him and it just happened.
Keep the peace, Civvy.
I've had enough.
Some nosy cardigan spotted the dead man and ran away screaming. I gave chase. I couldn't let him turn this into a negative situation for me. I ran him down like a walrus would run down a wild fridge freezer and did what needed to be done. Never trust a man in a cardigan. Was that a cardigan? Who cares? Then, of course, somebody else saw me, so I chased them up a ladder and made Eternal Sleepy their best friend, but was spotted by army people who died under mysterious circumstances. Next, I went into the village hall and watched ghost children do bad singing and shitty acting in a play which none of them were mature enough to understand. I finally met the army captain man those guys told me to visit earlier.
Should I shoot him, Sarge?
You should not.
Yeah, those guys. He asked me where I came from, and I told him to shut up what's going on.
We have a special place for tongues that waggle as impertinently as yours.
Some people are just so very rude. He asked me to report any naughty behavior if I were to uncover it. I agreed to nothing. I went into the pub and traded a rusty pistol for a metal detector. I went into the basement of the pub and followed a secret tunnel that had nasty things in it. But I ended up in a nice place with green hills, blue skies, and a robot that wanted to roast my skin off the bone. I shot the red bits until it went boom and took its battery, which made it shut up. Up the hill, Satan rang me again and congratulated me on getting another battery. Thank you, Satan. I entered a hidden bunker that would only be hidden to anyone that was blind and not alive. Inside, there was an impressive number of dead soldiers. After I killed them, I gathered a whole bunch of supplies and found some chemicals. I could now make the strange tonic and give it to the baker woman. I could give it to myself too, but I have big muscles. On my way back to the village, I saw a sheep, but not for pets because it blew up from the belly and I got attacked by birds. I gave the tonic to the baker. She was very thankful and told me to
Pop back another time, you know, if you'd like to see him.
but I wanted to see him while he was sick and ew. Unfortunately, the bedroom door was closed, so I guess I would have to wait. I hated waiting. Do you? The village had a church, because God needs a place to hide when it rains the rain he does and his hair gets that frizz. Naturally, inside I saw bad things. Like a woman who was on the ground with a spike in her middle squish and the dead in her eyes.
Please, I beg of you. Just forget you saw anything here and go. Please.
The church boss was very panicked and was insisting that nobody finds out about this situation, especially not the captain of the military.
If the captain and his toy soldiers find out, things will become so much worse here.
I said I'd keep it a secret if he gave me the battery somebody whispered he had to me earlier.
How did you?
He agreed and gave me a key to his Jesus chest, which is like a regular chest, but Jesus did a fart in it. I bent down to analyze the corpse. She had a bloody note on her that said she would be investigating suspicious suspicions near a hotel. Maybe she was a vampire though. Those are always getting into trouble. I went upstairs and opened the Jesus box to get the battery. This was my third, but it smelt more. I climbed up onto the roof and got attacked by bats and killed a gnome.
You'll do the right thing, I'm sure. God go with you.
Well, there was only one thing to do now. I ran to the military captain and told him everything I saw.
Surely not the vicar. Good Lord. One cannot even trust a man of God in this place.
I said I helped him, now gimme something. He said he could give me access to their base in that place with all the grass and the sheep that explode. He asked me to interrogate a doctor who was smart enough to disable their security systems. I said yes, because I wanted to do that too, but I said that part quietly.
My men will kill you in an instant if you attempt any silly shenanigans.
Satan rang me again and told me,
"Do not trust Captain Sims."
if you can't trust a boring group of men who like clenching the sticks up their bung caves and forcing boys who can't find all the sides of a triangle to hold guns and abuse the vulnerable, who can you trust? I start by finding the hotel mentioned in that dead woman's letter and enter the abandoned cottage next to it to find a note marking the movements of some guy who was suspicious. I follow the words to a basement up a hill. After, I enjoy watching a man get eaten alive by rats. I enter the cellar and kick rats in the face until they turn into pudding that you shouldn't eat. I eat old tomatoes and find another note from a shopkeeper in the village called Morris titled "Captain Sims doesn't suspect a thing." In the letter, he rambles on about the voice in the soil and how stupid Captain Sims suspects nothing. Morris was the owner of the village shop and gave me the grumpy eyes.
Been poking around in what's not your concern, eh?
He unfurled his true thoughts to me about how he hated the soldier people and was sweet on the weirdos in the woods.
Don't snitch on us about that letter, eh?
Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. I like this power. I ventured across the fields and took a stroll through an army camp where people looked at me funny, because that's just the way they do. I entered their prison, but not for all the crimes I had committed, but the crimes I was about to commit, because it's okay to do crimes if you're on the good side. I found the vicar dead in a cell. He was likely horrifically beaten and agonizingly tormented until his last excruciating breath. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I found the doctor in one of those cages you put the velociraptors in and interrogated her, but nicely. She said she may be the only one around who could end the nasty and told me to go get some device the soldiers took from her that can redirect power and then use it to unlock the doors. So I did that and triggered a mass prison break. I saw her run directly to the interchange and lock it behind her. The bitch. I crept and shot my way through this mess. I killed a big robot and took his battery. I now had 4 batteries. I ran all the way out and spoke to Satan, who did a ring.
Dr. Carroll is not honest.
Satan was always looking out for me. Nearby, I found a dead man with a note that said he should have answered that bloody telephone and he should have known something was wrong when nobody else could hear it ringing. People write such useless nonsense. Time to go and meet the baker's husband, but oh no, his room was a mess with blood and beaten up walls and he had escaped.
He was over the wall like a monkey at the zoo. I've never seen anything like it.
She said he barged his way past her and ran off into the woods. He belonged to the squirrels now. Captain Hat was angry with me and accused me of helping the doctor escape.
But perhaps you can enlighten me. It's quite the coincidence that I provide you with the pass, and the next thing I know, the prison is in uproar.
I lied and said it wasn't me. He questioned me more, so I said, why would I show my face if I did it? Because that would just be stupid. And he said, yeah, that makes sense. Because he was stupid too.
Well, you did what you could.
I told on the shopkeeper.
Good Lord.
Why not? When I went to check what had happened to him, he wasn't there anymore, so he probably turned into a slug and was eaten by an eagle. Also, this woman got punched in the face by a giant robot and died, but I'm the bad guy. I went back to the exchange and saw Dr. Garrow.
My liberator approaches. Many thanks to you.
She said she has big brain for robots. I said, oi, tell me what is Oberon, tell me now, oi. She said it was the cause of the problems and unwise to ask, then quickly changed the subject to wanting me to get her research notes from the lower level robot place, so I ran down to take a look. And it was very blue, and it hurt. I decided to trust this mysteriously whispering voice and ran in anyway. And then I died, so what the shit was that about? I still had so many questions, and maybe I could get them answered if you force this video to get many views and we gain enough subscribers to build a people boat. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, wow. I really enjoy this game. I like it a lot. Apart from the sneak, people just spot you when you're laying down in grass. That's not how caterpillars work. If you liked it, leave a like and everything. It really helps grow the channel. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Moon Wizard bless you all and all that nonsense.